True Fin fan, I see number one there. He says, Big O, Tyreek hurt is something I don't wish on anyone. However, I believe this will force the head coach and Tua. I know sounds crazy, but addition by subtraction is a real thing. The headline says, "What will life be for the Miami Dolphins post Tyreek Hill?" And I can get into that right now and tell you saw some of it yesterday. And by the way, it should have been while Tyreek Hill is here, because if you have active tight ends, it opens it up also for your wide receivers, for your running back, because it's something else that the defense has to worry about. And the tight end, pretty much outside of one season, and really it was 3/4 of the season, because the first quarter of the season he didn't really use him the way he has. But in the 4 years of Mike McDaniel, the tight end has been rarely a feature of it, and it has to be a feature. Okay, and all good offenses and historic offenses and in championship offenses, you can go back and go look at the history of the tight end and how involved it is from the days of Kyle Mackey all the way till now. If you don't know who that is, go ahead and go check out the history books. But anyway, so we start looking at what's going on at with the Miami Dolphins now post Tyreek. It's what you should have been doing, what we have been talking about on this show. And I will take it to another level in this conversation, as we always do, because people keep it lazy. Of course, you've got to get Ollie Gordon involved. Yes, you do. You need to get Ollie Gordon involved. You need to take away some of the carries from Devon Achane. You know what you also need to do? You need to get a third back. You need to find another guy that you can also help to pound. You've got enough scat guys with receivers, because you're not going to use Taj Washington now, and he's a smaller guy and a fast guy. You've got what's it called now? Damn it, the kid I like, the third receiver. What's his name? Huh? No, huh? The third kid right now that's there now, Malik Washington. So Malik Washington, you're going to use Malik Washington. You're going to use all these kind of things offset for Devon Achane, okay? So because he's already done it, so you can kind of tell. You need to find a third back. You need to find a third guy, because you need to now really dedicate yourself to the run like you were supposed to in the first place. It makes your offensive linemen better, because they get to hit people instead of taking on hits. Okay. And if they have to pass pro a ton, they will make mistakes, and they're not great at it. Okay. So you're better off running as much as possible, and you can run. It's productive. When you do it, the stats are there all year long. Since game one, go look at the stats. When they run, they're actually pretty decent clip. So it's not something like you cannot do, even with backups. You can do it, and you should be dedicated to it, and you should provide a variety. And guess where you should get, you steal that page from Coral Gables. You know, the big tough guy that drinks a ton of Cuban coffee? That dude loves to run the football. He's going to get his third back this week, and he'll use him. And he'll attack you with multiple backs and just pound you, and you've got to do the same thing. And then guess what also needs to happen? Look, Darren Waller, he's played 1 out of 4 games. So let's pump the brakes. All right. 1 out of 4 games. It's nice, but it's 1 out of 4 games. And it was good. Now let's see if he can stay on the field and be consistent, all those things. But if he can, okay, you've got that element now. Julian Hill has actually been half decent this year. Actually, compared to the year before, he's been actually stellar. And because he's not making a fraction of the mistakes he was making before. So if you get Julian Hill involved now, and you get the running game and 2 tight ends going on, it makes life easy for Tua. This moron yesterday moved Tua around. Little boot, a little waggle. I like it. Change the launch point, 3-step, 5-step. Maybe you don't want 7-step with this damn line, but move and mix things up. And that's what they did yesterday, which, wow, what a concept. You use the running game, you use the tight end, you change the launch point, you move two around, you kept the defense off balance. Wow, moron, you should have been doing that from day one. Day one, unless you've got the Dallas Cowboys 90s line, unless you've got the Giants line in the late 80s, early 90s, unless you've got the Dolphin line of the 70s or something, unless you've got like this offensive line, the Chiefs of a couple of years ago, Patriots lines at times where your quarterback's not going to get touched, then okay, he can just calmly drop back 3, 5, 7 and let things develop and all that. And hey, God bless you. You got one of those great lines. It's just giving you the Bills kind of do that for Josh a little bit, right? Because they've been steady. You don't have that. So you've got to mix things up. And yesterday I saw a coach that actually mixed things up. And what True Fan is talking about is correct. Now, we are talking about Mike McDaniel. So he's the idiot that could just say, yeah, but I like passing a lot. So we'll go back to playing Marino football and we'll just have him dropping back 45 times throwing and we'll kill him. Because, we'll play him like Marino when he's not Marino. I mean, that makes a shit ton of sense. Let's play a player to do things he can't do because that's not who he is. Play him the right way. And the right way is a running game, a dedicated running game, a running game that is respected, a running game that is expected. Okay? You've got to prepare. You don't prepare for the Dolphins running game. Make them prepare. Make them know now, dude, they're running 30, 40 times in the game. Whether you like it or not, they're going to run 30, 40 times. And if they break your will, they're going to take it to 50. That's what you're supposed to do. And then that's when Tua is at his best. When you've got linebackers on their heels, when you've got the safety dropping back, when you've got space opening up, and then all of a sudden, and when you've got the tight end and when you got the tight end being a factor, that chews up even more attention from the secondary. And all of a sudden, it's not just two receivers. You got to worry about the tight ends. You got to worry about the running backs. You got to worry about the receivers. And you got to worry, is Tua moving? Oh, they're running a boot here. They got a high-low going on. Okay, next, you're pounding you for 7 straight runs. And then, boom, next one, you got Waddle deep down the sideline. He can make all the throws that you need, but it has to be all in an orchestration. And an orchestration where you set up. You think Joe Montana had an arm that goes for 70 yards or something like that? You think Bob Greasy had it? You think Drew Brees had it? No, man. Joe has the same kind of arm, but you have to construct things the proper way. You have to set teams up, set defenses up. You can't just line up and say, hey, we're going to go deep all the time. And here we go, Tyreek and Waddle, Tyreek, Waddle, and they're going to pick up on it. But if you can pound them with a running back or 2 running backs and they don't know which way you're coming and you got a thunder and a lightning and you got tight ends working the middle of the field, this is the identity that you need to take on. This is the identity that will win in December and January and in February. Okay, the Panthers were built like the Miami Dolphins have been built. Finesse, no physicality whatsoever. It was a topic, it was a tireless topic on this show. And we told you they had to get tough and they had to go change and all that stuff. And they did it. And now they can punch you in the mouth over and over again as much as they want and score on you. Well, I don't think the Dolphins in this season can ever get to where the Panthers are at, but they can start to develop because you can have the talent to run, you can have the scheme to run, But if you don't have the dedication, which is what Mike McDaniel has never shown, and if he does it, it'll be the first time in a Dolphin coaching staff, uniform, whatever, that Mike McDaniel has truly committed to a real football offense, not a rinky dink bullshit offense that, it was kind of like the Wildcat. And we've seen this. You shock the world, you show them what you do, and then the world adjusts, and then you're like sitting there going, I don't have any counter after the Wildcat. I don't have any counter after all this you know, stuff with Tyreek and what else do I do? Bro, you run the ball. You get the tight end involved. You get big bodies involved. Stop getting midgets involved. It can't be an Oompa Loompa throwing to Oompa Loompas. That doesn't make sense. So yesterday, you had somebody, you had a jack that can climb the beanstalk, and all of a sudden, you've got a different element to your game. And Julian Hill can do that kind of stuff too. Julian Hill has got a lot of talent too. Again, I know it's hard to believe, but if you watch him physically, athletically, he is gifted. Okay, so he's another guy that can help you out and give to a big one. And then, obviously the icon kid, until he starts playing, I'm not even going to bother to learn his name. Whatever. But hopefully, big body, start using him, possession, move the chains, middle of the field, opposite of the tight end, working different routes in a different sector of the field. And then you're going to, and Waddle, and we talked about this yesterday. Is he going to be Jimmy Butler or is he going to be Bam Adebayo? And we're going to find out. He's been Bam Adebayo the entire time. They need him to become Jimmy Butler. So does Waddle have dog in him to say, F you, I want it. I want to become the man. I want, so we'll find out. But there's a lot of things that we need to find out now. And we'll see, True Fin. We'll see if it forces them to do the intelligent thing. And they showed elements of it yesterday. Let's see if they continue to go and do some of the stuff that I talked about, where they expand on all of those things.